It's like 6 o'clock in the morning right now in Toronto. My first time in Toronto. And where I'm staying, this wall is in the alleyway. I mean, I'm looking forward. I'm probably going to be seeing a lot more of these kind of walls, but this is dope to see. 2013. Awesome. Yeah, this guy, he comes to New York every once in a while. It's the only time I've ever seen his pieces besides in photos when he comes to New York, but this is sick. 2013. You got famous scam. Look at this. This is awesome. This Toronto legend scam. Look at this. See, I'm taking these flicks and videos now. I'm not even awake yet because I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna just like keep walking and be like, oh, remember that wall I saw last night in the dark? I had like a million thoughts going through my head of how I wanted to start this video. Basically, long story short, I've never been to Toronto before. I don't know a single thing other than they're known for having a famous graffiti alleyway. Many alleyways, I'm assuming. I planned out this trip in a way that, I mean, first of all, budget-wise and distance-wise, I'm not out here with a car. I'm just walking around. I didn't even bring my bike. I'm kind of pissed. I wish I was trying to bring my bike. I'm out here on foot. I could tell you right now, I'm about like 2 or 3 miles from where I assumed I'm gonna see these alleyways, and I've been out for like a half an hour and I've been seeing walls everywhere. There's so many walls. There's just like so much graph. There's a lot of names I'm not familiar with. It's just I'm learning now as I'm going. Like I'm seeing names I've never seen before. A lot of dope styles, a lot of dope pieces, a lot of writers from like I've seen in New York, I've seen all over the country. So this is going to be an interesting video, an interesting trip. I don't think I'm going to be leaving like the downtown area. I'm only here for one day. I know it's a huge scene in Toronto, that there's walls, there's spots, there's abandoned places all over, but that's going to probably require another trip. Yo, man, these walls never end. I feel like I'm going to be just saying that this entire video. Like I've been walking for like 30 minutes and I just like keep seeing walls. It's crazy. It's really cool to have this streetcar system on a lot of these blocks. I'm still very not familiar one bit about the neighborhoods. I have no idea what's going on out here, which last night when I got off the bus, I literally was tired to begin with and I had no idea where I was. I didn't know where north, south, east, or west was. I didn't know what the neighborhoods were like. I'm like, I don't know how far I gotta go. Which is cool though, you know, I seek out those kind of experiences. But yeah, I was like, okay, my Airbnb is like an hour from the train station, the bus station, and I just started walking. Which I pulled up, you know, Google Maps real quick, walk what I assume was north, and then I jumped on the rail car. It's really convenient. Everything like moves pretty smoothly. I wasn't like stressed out like I'm stranded somewhere. But that was kind of crazy because I like roughing it a little bit, you know, the outdoor stuff. But I'm also like a pain in the ass when it comes to luxuries. I base it all on my early skating days when I used to eat 50-cent sticky buns and just stuff whatever you could in your pockets from like 7-Eleven, crashing on people's couches, sleeping on people's floors, skating. You know, eating was like an afterthought. You know, like good coffee was never even a train of thought. Drinking like tropical fantasy sodas, and I'm not saying times were tough. It was like I come from a good upbringing, you know, like, but you know, I also didn't have credit card. I didn't have a credit card on me when I was young skating. I had like, I think I had a lot of quarters in my pocket, to be honest with you, because I had to use the payphone a lot. I'm talking, this was like 99, 98. I had a, here, we got some alleyways here. The reason I'm telling you my personal background story is because this is why I'm here in Toronto doing this right now, because it was all, my motivation was started from when I used to skate, and I used to just travel to random places for no reason, to skate, to meet new people. And got some murals here, new experiences. Got some alleyways. So yeah, you know, here I am now, 42 years old. Just instead of getting on the Long Island Railroad, sneaking out on a weekend to go to New York City, to just not know what I'm gonna get myself into, I just kind of trying to expand my boundaries and keep that feeling going.
Hot dog, something else.
Like every time I see an alleyway, I just turn down the alleyway and there's just walls. 2014. That's how long these are running for. Here's another example of another city that's going through changes and developments. Is you can see there was a production wall on this building. Even got a fire extinguisher, and they put up a new building here, office building. I don't know what this is, but it's in between two old buildings. Interesting to see. You can still see, I wonder who's on this wall. You know, you got the little cuddy spots like this with all the tags. I mean, that's what it was for me when I was coming up too, you know. I was, you know, you're attracted to the colorful stuff, or like the names that really pop out and have like a big following behind them. But it's like, if you really look in the cracks and crevices, I was always fascinated with look at this, with all the little whiteout tags. So this must be like a popular area to hang out at night or something, because this is like this is like, for me, if I'm in New York City, like downtown, Lower East Side, and I know that's the bars where all the people hang out at, or East Village, this is what it was like. I'm gonna try to get all these names on here.
Ну, так я ще кажу, ну так що вже.
Oh yeah, it's good, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice wall.
Yeah.
This is cool to see. This is one of the first bacon pieces I've ever seen in person. Definitely know this is another legendary writer from up here. Shout out to Wrath. Familiar familiar crews. Looking forward to seeing more bacon walls. I know Wayne COD's got some pieces up here. I'm hyped to try to find some of those. Cool to see these Chris Haven characters. I was up in Colorado in like some abandoned crazy farmhouse or something in the mountains, and first time I ever saw one of these things, and I realized this dude's a really creative artist and a skateboarder. The dude has these all over the place. It's dope to see. Maybe I could build a bike, get around faster. Got a lot of parts here. So what I noticed so far is there's a lot of these like back alleyways with garage doors, and they're all like, they're the spots that everyone's doing throw-ups and pieces, and I'm seeing some names I'm familiar with, but I'm not familiar with a lot of these names. It's cool though. This is always great to see. Wayne COD from the Bronx, New York City. It's really funny. I thought there was just a bunch of people down here painting. It's like everyone's just taking selfies. It's kind of funny. I literally thought everyone was painting. I thought it was just one big like paint jam, but it's just people taking selfies. This is an interesting one. Rest in Power King Case 2. True Futuristic Pioneer, TFP. Yo, this is crazy. Just everyone's just taking selfies. Yeah, I had a great time in Toronto. Before getting into the trip, I reached out to a few people for general neighborhoods to walk around. I didn't really have any specific locations to check out, but the neighborhoods I was given was a great start. There's so much history in Toronto. I mean, I didn't even really scratch the surface. I just wanted to at least dive into it and see what's going on. Definitely, it's kind of bugs me out. It took me this long to get out there. I mean, I've been to Montreal twice. Been to, my first time Toronto, and check out other cities in Canada. I love the history. The Canadian graffiti history is incredible. There's a book called Visual Orgasm. Now, Visual Orgasm was a website, and websites were the main focus for flicks and stuff. And I have the book, Visual Orgasm, the book by Adam Melnick, and I actually got it from him directly. He signed it, and I always refer back to it because, I'm not walking around Canada. I'm not like seeing these things with my own two eyes, especially over the decades. So whatever knowledge I have and whatever I've seen is from just pictures and actually walking around the streets. And it's very comparable to New York. Like I keep reflecting on, like, if I was coming to New York for the first time with like all this history I've been hearing about and seeing pictures of, and then actually seeing it with your own two eyes in real life, you get a full feel for the surroundings, the neighborhoods you're in. And some neighborhoods are questionable, but I didn't really in Toronto I didn't really come across any questionable neighborhoods. Everything was pretty chill, very comparable to New York. I mean, every block I went down, I'm like, oh, this could be Bushwick, this could be Chelsea, this could be Midtown. As soon as I got out of the bus from the bus terminal, that was like comparable to like getting out of the train at 34th Street Penn Station and like walking up to Rockefeller Center, like. And then the very last hour of the trip, I mean, I was really pushing it with the time because I was relying on public transportation, walking around, and I was really pushing it to the last minute, to the last second. And it was all a gamble. Chasing the sun.
Oh.
When the sun comes, then I gotta go when the clouds come. And a friend of mine, I connected with a local photographer out there just for an hour or two. And I finally was like, wow, this is the real Toronto. Like, this is not the, where the tourists necessarily go. This is all like the local stuff out here. And that's where I want to start if I ever go back. I know exactly where to pick up where I left off. Check out some track sides. I definitely want to come back when it's colder weather. That would be cool to be when there's a little bit of snow coverage. I know it gets really cold. Maybe I won't push it too much and make sure it's not too cold, but I want to get back up there. And yeah, I took the train to the airport and I was like really pushing it down to the seconds. And yeah, I made the best of the trip in one day. Got to see a lot. I learned about a lot of history. I had no idea, no prior knowledge of it. I walked out of there like realizing like what crews are relevant, who's the new generations, who's the older generations, and it's really great. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button that makes the algorithm pick up the videos more. Leave a comment, even if it's a negative comment. Leave your feedback. Don't hide. Don't be shy. And I'll catch you on the next video.